A day to make the Chamber of Commerce and the tourism industry proud here in Seattle. Look at this weather. Look at these fans enjoying it as we welcome you to Safeco Field for Game 2 of a 4-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays. Dave Sims and Dave Valley with you here tonight. Gorgeous, gorgeous weather as we have a fine pitching matchup. A couple of gentlemen from the great state of Illinois on the mound. Jay Happ against Jake Odorizzi. And let's take a look at the Rays batting order for tonight.
Here's how the Tampa Bay Rays stack up today. Brandon Guyer, followed by Joey Butler, Evan Longoria, Logan Forsythe, Steven Souza Jr., the young man from Everett, Jake Elmore, Asdrubal Cabrera, Kevin Kiermaier, and Bobby Wilson will be doing the catching. Jay Happ on the season. He's got 10 starts, record 3-1 and a 3.70 ERA, only 13 walks, 43 strikeouts, and opponents hitting .265 off the left-hander. Here's a look at the American Family Insurance defensive setup for the Mariners. Out in the outfield, Seth Smith, Dustin Ackley, and Nelson Cruz. Around the infield, Kyle Seager, Brad Miller, Robinson Cano, Logan Morrison behind the plate. Is Mr. Mike Zunino. On the mound is Jay Happ. Jay Happ in that last start went 5 innings, give up 8 hits, 2 runs, 2 of them were earned, only 1 walk and 2 strikeouts on 101 pitches. Happens been the receiver of a no decision his last 5 of 6 starts.
That is a tough way to go. First pitch. Brandon Guyer off the plate for ball 1. Home plate umpire Adrian Johnson tonight. John Toon Payne is at first. Doug Eddings at second, and Jim Wolf at third. 77 degrees, and there's base hit left field.
The Bay Rays have had some rookies that have made some impact in this lineup. Brandon Guyer right here jumps on his fastball down and in and laces it out there into left field. Guyer hitting .290 coming into the ball game at the top of the order.
There's Joey Butler, and he has shown some pop. He's batting .400, 5 doubles, 3 homers, 7 RBIs his last 20 games. And the thing you'll notice about him, Dave, and we saw this down in Tampa Bay, stays up the middle, the right side, doesn't try to pull everything. I was talking to him before the game. He's a big, strong guy. He said he was like that back in junior college. But he can still get to that pitch on the inner third as well.
I think you'll see Jay Happ try to pound him on the inside part of the plate. Try to tie him up a little bit, but he's going to have to be concerned with Guyer over at first base. The Tampa Bay Rays are 4th in the American League in stolen bases.
2-0 to Joey Butler. Butler 2 for 3 in yesterday's game. Stole 2 bases. First career multi-stolen base game. There he goes the other way. Line drive right to Cruz. Throw to first. They get the double play. No.
Nice play right there by Nelly. Got a good jump coming in on that sinking line drive. This play was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
1 out, 1 on here in the first. And I think Cruz has played a terrific right field for the Mariners.
Well, I think if you thought about him coming in, he did not have a great reputation as a defensive outfielder. But as I look back since the start of the season, I think he's played a very, very good outfield out there.
2-time Gold Glove winner Evan Longoria, third baseman for Tampa Bay. Nice scramble behind the plate by Mike Zunino. Ball 1.
Longoria has been in the midst of a 8-game slump, hitting only .138 in his last 8 games, just 4 for 29.
1-0 from Happ. Keep it foul. A lot of folks still coming in. Late arrivals, they're all welcome. Mariners trying to end a 6-game losing streak, trying to get their 2nd win on this homestand. And it's also college night out in the pen. It's jam. Slicing drive over Cano's head. Fielded on a couple of hops by Cruz. First and second with 1 out.
Nice approach here by Longoria. Fastball out over the plate. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Shoots that line drive right out there into right center field. That's one way to work yourself out of a slump right there with that approach.
Brings up Logan Forsythe. Batting in the 4-hole again. So for 3 last night with a run scored.
Rossmo had a very strong outing last night against his former ball club.
Boy, did he have a smile on his face in the clubhouse today, especially after the pickoff when he got Cano. There's a strike.
I don't think it matters who you are, but whenever you're playing against your former ball club, you do want to have kind of bragging rights.
There's Kevin Cash, first-year manager of the Rays. Hey, you've been in that situation. Runners take off. And they get the lead runner. It's Geyer. So they get out number 2. Double steal did not work. Quick reacts by Jay Happ.
Jay Happ knows that this club will take advantage of their speed on the bases. So just having that little hesitation move right there ends up gaining an out, leaving only Longoria on at second base.
1-1 pitch.
Mike Zunino's having to work back there already here tonight. That's about 3 balls in the dirt.
As you know, you can tell it better than anybody. You get nights like that, right?
Yes, you do.
But it's better than having it up high and guys tattooing it, right?
I was just going to say that's one thing that Mike does so well. It gives his pitchers confidence to not have to throw the ball in the zone all the time. When you want to throw a breaking ball to get a guy to chase, they're not afraid to bounce one because they know Zunino does such a good job back there, keeping it in front and keeping the runners at bay.
2-2 count, 2 out, runner at second. Count remains 2-2. Forsythe swinging the bat pretty well since early May at a 291 clip. Guy that gets on base with regularity. 23 out of his last 24 times. 24 starts he's been on base. And he swings through. And he's gone. No runs, 2 hits. No errors and a man left. Rays don't score, and the Mariners coming to bat. Morrison's been a good on-base percentage guy for the Mariners. So Lloyd McClendon again leading him off tonight. Let's take a look at the rest of the Mariner batting order.
And here are the Chevron lineups for the Seattle Mariners tonight. Logan Morrison leading off, followed by Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz, Kyle Seager, Mark Trumbo, 2 for 4 last night in his Mariner debut. Seth Smith, Brad Miller, Mike Zunino, and Dustin Ackley. On the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays is Jake Odorizzi. Odorizzi 4-5 with a 2.61 ERA. Good fastball, excellent splitter. That's a pitch that he will try to use on just about any situation. Very successful for him.
First pitch by Odorizzi. Strike 1 to Logan Morrison. Homo working on an 11-game hitting streak. That is a fair ball. Took Elmore right to the bag. 1 out.
Here's a look at the American Family Insurance defensive setup for the Tampa Bay Rays. Geyer, Kiermaier, and Souza Jr. out in the outfield. Longoria, Cabrera, Forsythe, and Elmore around the infield. And Bobby Wilson behind the plate.
Here's Robinson Cano in a 2-hole again. 2 for 5 last night. Drove in the Mariners' only run with a single up the middle in the 5th inning. And that was the inning where later on he got picked off at first base by Erasmo Ramirez. His 2 for 6 career against Odorizzi. Go 2-hole. Odorizzi, 6'2", 190 out of Highland, Illinois. Up Interstate 70 northeast of St. Louis. About an hour or so.
Mariners looking for Robbie to start getting things turned around up at the plate. Those 2 hits last night helped. He had some success down in Tampa against the Rays. And a couple of multi-hit games down there, so hopefully that will transpire here at home for him.
Highly unusual in game 55 to see Robinson Cano at 248. Slot foul.
They're just watching him over this past month. It just seems like his timing is just off a tick. He's out in front on a lot of balls. We're seeing him roll over to the right side quite a bit, something that typically he does not do a lot of.
Not at all. Career .310 hitter coming into this season. 1-2. Spiked.
That's that split finger from Odorizzi. Gets a lot of hitters to chase. Over 45% will chase after that pitch.
Two and 2. That'll get fouled. Heck of a scene in the clubhouse today after we spoke with manager Lloyd McClendon. Cano sitting in his corner locker, sitting at his feet on the floor. Kyle Seager and Logan Morrison to his right, soaking up some knowledge. He was having a long conversation with those two gentlemen. It was this veteran leadership scene as you walk through the clubhouse as he grounds out to Elmore 2 away. Hey, Mariner fans, Ford dealers in the Pacific Northwest are hosting a peanut butter drive to make sure no child goes hungry this summer. Visit your local Ford store to donate an unopened jar of peanut butter. For more information, visit www.fordfeedskids.org. There's Nelson Cruz. Cruz looking to get hot again, over his last 7. Still the American League home run leader with 18. Mark Teixeira of the Yankees. They hit number 17 as they lead 8-3 over the Angels. Late in that ball game in the 9th. To right center field. Coming on and not getting it. Coming out of his glove is Souza. And a base hit for Nelson Cruz. His 3rd career hit off of Jake Odorizzi.
This ball gets in off the hands of Nelson Cruz, just above the dark tarred back, just above the handle, and Souza makes a tremendous effort right here, almost comes up with it, but looks like just as he hits the ground, that ball rolls out of his glove. It's an all-out effort.
Cruz starting today, number 5 hitter in the American League, slugging leader as well. So another hit for Nelly.
What an addition he has been, Dave.
Tremendous. As poorly as things are going for the Mariners at this point, they get a headache thinking about where they'd be without him.
Well, and his impact too within the clubhouse. I know we talk about that quite a bit. You mentioned Robinson Cano, that leadership. Nelly brings that same type of veteran leadership of success. He's been on winning teams, knows what it takes to get into the postseason.
You know, it's interesting too. I mean, here's a guy, he's a big time player. I mean, he's got all kinds of charisma that the guys gravitate to.
Yeah, I mean, his transition into this clubhouse has been seamless.
2 outs, Cruz at first. Kyle Seager as Cruz back safely. Seager working on a 4-game hitting streak. 77 perfect degrees here in Seattle. Seager takes outside, 2-1. All-Star Gold Glove third baseman Kyle Seager 1 for 4 last night. Got a double to right center field. That was a tough inning for the Mariners. Leadoff double by Seager, and he got it done on an 0-2 pitch, and then the next 3 guys struck out.
And those are the situations that we were talking about in the pregame. But the Mariners just 10 for 56 with runners in scoring position. That could cause a lot of sleepless nights for Lloyd McClendon.
Shift on against Seager. 2-2 pitch. Goes the other way, base hit. Well done. They're playing him to pull. The pitch was outside. He went with it. Gets a base hit.
We've seen Kyle make that change in his approach more this year than he has in the past. Down 2 strikes, 2-2 count. Not trying to do too much, right? Just take the barrel of the bat to the ball. You saw Longoria do that in that last inning for the Rays. Kyle Seager comes up and just nice and easy line drive to left field for a base hit.
So here we go. Runner in scoring position for Mark Trumbo, the newest Mariner. Joined the ball club yesterday from Arizona. First pitch he saw yesterday, leading off the 2nd inning. He singled to left. Prodigious power for this young man. 259, 9 homers, and 23 runs batted in with Arizona.
He brought the sunshine with him.
Oh yeah. Can keep that 100-degree heat though. They ain't got quite that hot yet in Phoenix, but just a matter of time. Here's the 1-0. That helmet, the catcher Bobby Wilson.
Well, he didn't get cheated on that swing, did he?
No, he didn't. He and Bobby Wilson teammates with the Angels. Got a piece of the home plate umpire as well, Adrian Johnson. Trumbo in his 6 years in the big leagues has 118 home runs. Career .249 hitter. .464 career slugging average. Pulls that pitch to the shortstop Cabrera. He goes short way to get Seager for out number 3. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Mariners and the Rays, no score. Root Sports being brought to you by your local Ford stores. By the Emerald Queen Casino presenting Life Jennings July 18th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. By Alaska Airlines, enjoy free entertainment on your personal device. Learn more at alaskaair.com. And by Safeco Insurance, find a local agent at safeco.com. 2 more. Great day to be at Alki. Look at that. Walk along, see and feel it. Spray coming off. Puget Sound as Seager retires Souza, and there's one away.
That was the beach that I got my scuba diving license.
Oh boy!
I did it in the winter. It was a lot different than today.
Oh
a lot different.
Man!
Awfully cold, that water.
Must have watched Lloyd Bridges and Sea Hunt as a kid. There's Jake Elmore. Those shows are still running somewhere. Glorious black and white on some TV network, guaranteed. Jake Elmore at first baseman. On a 1 to Jake. Jay Happ out of Peru, Illinois. Southeast of Chicago. Off the fist, popped up, room for Zunino. Hangs with it. Quick 2 outs.
Looked like Kyle Seager might have gave him a hard time right there because Zunino got over there, got rid of his mask. Now take a look at where he throws his mask. Typically you want to throw it away from where you're going to be, but that ball continues to drift and he ends up kicking his mask. But got the play done.
What kind of memories do you have from those drills?
Well, the one memory that I just had a quick flashback on, I was in AAA in Hawaii, and I remember a pop-up went up and I threw the mask, and it unfortunately hit the umpire.
Oh, that's not good. Here's Seager. Throws out Cabrera. Fabulous inning for Jay Happ. Needed 5 pitches to get his 3 outs. 1, 2, 3. Seth Smith will lead things off when we get back. Follow the Mariners all season long with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Dave Sims with Dave Valley tonight and this weekend. Mike Blauer's taking some time off. Kevin Kiermaier will lead off for Tampa Bay their next time up. But right now we look at Seth Smith. Smitty followed by Brad Miller and Mike Zunino. Seth in the 6th hole this evening. He's batted up and down the lineup. Did you anticipate Smith playing as much as he is playing this far for the 8th game?
I did not, but because of the way he's been swinging the bat, got off to a great start. Even opening day was a great afternoon for him here. And he's played a better right field than I had heard as well.
Shift on against him. 2-2. Mariners got 2 men aboard. First inning, couldn't score him. Cruz 2-out single. Seager 2-out single, and then Trimble bounced into a force out. 2-2 pitch.
There's that split finger from Odorizzi. Over the course of this year, he's thrown it 31% of the time. He likes using it with 2 strikes to try to get hitters to chase out of the strike zone. He has pitched very well against the Mariners as well. In 2 starts versus the M's, he's 1-1 with an 0.69 ERA.
Fouled off. Rays start today's action a half game behind the Yankees. And the Yankees trying to fight off the Angels right now. It's 8-7, top 9 at Yankee Stadium. And now it's a final 8-7. Yankees win that ball game. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Bounce to Cabrera, the shortstop, in the shift. Angels had the bases loaded as the game ended. College night and a great crowd out in the pen. They were out there early. Dave, you'll appreciate this. One of the young ladies, the young college kids, when the interns, they wear the Mariners uniforms. And I was coming back from the Rays clubhouse. They said, it's National Donut Day. Do you want some? And I forgot to tell them to bring you some.
That's a dangerous day.
Tell me about it. Oh, man. Brad Miller shows bunt, brings in Longoria, takes a strike.
I think the appropriate slogan for that would be just saying no.
Correct. That's what they did. Kept walking. Brad's in a 0-2 hole.
Odorizzi has been working ahead against the Mariners so far this evening.
With 3 pitches. There's strikeout. Jake Odorizzi. Make sure you stick around after the game for Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. Quick 2 outs here in the second brings up Mike Zunino. Struggling on the homestand. 9 strikeouts and just 3 for 17 hitting.
Maybe you're talking about the Rays being in 2nd place in the East. Are you a little surprised by that?
Yeah, because their offense is 11th in terms of hitting, 12th in runs. But David DeJesus repeated I wasn't cueing him or anything, but said almost word for word what Longoria told me yesterday. We find ways to win games. This is these little 2-1, 3-2 games. Kevin Cash and these guys, they're winning them.
They do have the ability to do the little things, but it's also been their pitching. They're number one in pitching and number one in defense. So
there you go.
They're only playing 27 outs. They're only giving the other team 27 outs to get their job done.
Rays at 19 and 16 in division. They haven't begun to really play the Central yet. They're 1 and 2. They went 1 and 2 against Minnesota, and they're 7 and 8 against the West. Hit well, right field, long run, and it's caught out there by Souza. Good athlete, young man from Everett. 1-2-3 go the Mariners in the second. Another 0 put up on the board. In game 2 of this 4-game set, nice running catch. Souza had to run a long way. He got it done. Looking forward to that. A lot of activity on Alki. Right now we take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Wrap up this series Sunday. Jump on a plane, go to Cleveland, off day there, and then play the Tribe again. And then we'll see Houston and the San Francisco Giants. Kevin Kiermaier. Pulled big time there, 0-2. Kiermaier on Wednesday comes off the bench, and a go-ahead home run off of Houston Street led to a victory against the Angels.
Both starting pitchers throwing the ball extremely well, working ahead of the hitters.
Outside, 2-2. Kiermaier, Bobby Wilson, and Brandon Guy are 8-9-1 here for Tampa Bay. J-Happ coming over from the Toronto Blue Jays to the Mariners. This one fouled back.
And last one got a little bit more of the plate than J-Happ wanted. Trying to hit that outside corner.
Foul back.
One thing J-Happ has done very successfully this year is using that fastball across the top of the strike zone. A lot of hitters have a hard time laying off that pitch.
Breaking ball fouled off. Ackley in center field, shallow and shading towards left center for Kiermaier. 2-2. Struck him out. Zunino holds on to the foul tip. Strikeout number 2 for J. Happ.
There's that high fastball right there that he likes to run across the top of the zone. J. Happ starting him up and slowing him down, going alternating from fastball to curveball. Ultimately gets him right here. Ball's foul tipped, and Mike Zunino is able to hold on.
1 out. Bobby Wilson, light hitting catcher. 160, no homers and 4 runs batted in. Run right after him, 0-2.
Nice job right there by Mike Zunino, framing that pitch and able to get that one called a strike. I thought that one was a little bit down. J. Happ likes it.
One hit right to the mask, 1-2.
Take a look at this strike. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Now, this was the curveball that Mike Zunino again does a great job of blocking.
Good looking pitch by Happ. Wilson took it for ball 2. Wilson born and raised in the Tampa Bay area.
Here's that strike that I was talking about. Take a look at Mike Zunino's glove. See where the pitch ends up? And just the way he receives it and presents it to the umpire ends up getting it called a strike and not a ball. Mike has done a very fine job of doing that all season long with all of these starting pitchers and bullpen.
Two pitch. Here comes Ackley. And he's there to make the catch. Austin Jackson getting a night off. Lloyd McClendon said just give him a night off the ankle. Don't want to abuse it too much. Star Wars night right here at Safeco Field. It's set for Friday, June 19th when the Mariners host the Astros. You're going to get a chance to meet over 35 Star Wars characters, and there's going to be a post-game Star Wars themed fireworks show. For tickets, visit Mariners.com. Back up the middle, Cano with the backhand and a flip. Got him. Nice play. Brendan Guyer turned away in a 1-2-3 inning thrown by J. Happ, who's retired the last 7 men that he's faced. Here on Root Sports is brought to you by Raritan Maserati of Kirkland, East Side Service, the absolute opposite of ordinary. By BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. And by AM/PM, too much good stuff. Well, with the weather continuing like this for a while, you may want to be in this video when we shoot another one tomorrow. Okay. Great scenery. We bring you back here to Safeco Field. Dustin Ackley looks at strike one. Oh, 0-2 to Ackley. He'll be followed by Logan Morrison and Robinson Cano. Foul tip. Twenty-sixth time Dustin Ackley's been in an 0-2 count. I'll give you an idea how tough a year it's been for him. He's got one hit after having an 0-2 count. Just made a little shift on him as they put Longoria over on the right side. Cabrera, the shortstop, went back to the left side. Here's the 0-2. Struck him out.
It's that good splitter by Odorizzi. But Dave, just hearing that statistic, it just tells you that there's some adjustments that need to be made in that approach once you have two strikes. It still gets a little bit long here. This pitch from Odorizzi ends up missing that bat by about a foot.
Top of the order, Logan Morrison. Grounded out the first baseman, Jake Elmore. Slaps this one the other way. Base hit for Lomo. Hitting streak to 12 games.
Logan wastes no time jumping on that first offering from Odorizzi. He's been looking very comfortable up at the plate. This pitch is on the outside part. Maybe a little bit off the plate. Hits it right off the end of the bat. But just soft enough to drop in front of the left fielder.
There's Cano. He too grounded out to Elmore at first. One out, one on. Raise a double play depth up the middle. Infield of Longoria, Cabrera, Forsythe, and Elmore with Geyer, Kiermaier, and Souza. In the outfield, Bobby Wilson behind the plate. One out to Robbie. Next ball, 2. Been a struggle entering tonight, hitting just a .196. Homer, 7 runs batted in over his last 13 games. Mariners right now, their offensive profile has them at 14th in batting average, 14th in runs, 15th dead last in runs per game, 4th in homers, last in on-base percentage, 11th in stolen bases. They are 4th in defense and 7th in ERA.
Just saw a shot of Howard Johnson, the Mariners hitting coach. It certainly has not been because of a lack of effort.
High fly ball left field. Geyer is under it. And there's 2 away. That's Coors Light Silver Bullet Saturday. Tomorrow, first 400 fans 21 and older in the pen during early happy hour. Receive a Silver Bullet Saturday t-shirt and extended happy hour pricing until first pitch. Plus, fans will have the opportunity to win autographed Mariners merchandise, tickets, and so much more. Look forward to seeing you at that contest tomorrow that features the King, Felix Hernandez, going against Alex Colomé. Then Mike Montgomery Sunday against Chris Archer. Here's Cruz, base hit to right, first time up. Cruz with that base hit. Broken 0 for 7 run.
Well, he's got that wide open stance at home.
Way out front, off speed pitch. Longoria playing deep at third. And Cabrera, the shortstop, guarding the hole against Cruz. And if I were third baseman, I saw Nelly Cruz play, maybe give me some grass, huh?
Yeah, I'd step back a little bit. No question about it.
I'm not talking about the grass up front either.
He's got that size and strength that kind of reminds me of Dave Winfield when he would get up to the plate. As big and as strong and as hard as he would hit balls down that third baseline. Stepping back 2 or 3 steps is always a smart idea.
Discretion, better part of valor sometimes. 2-1. Got part of Bobby Wilson. Hardest foul ball off the bat of, who was it, your career?
Well, it had to be when Randy Johnson was pitching.
Sure, I believe that.
He was throwing 100, 102.
Hit some big slugger up there, and he just misses one.
I just do remember my face mask getting dented, and the visibility was starting to get smaller and smaller, and I'd have to change it.
Felt like you were looking...
Those are those big old heavy ones too.
That's right. Felt like you needed a periscope.
That's right.
2-2. Good take there. Run the count full. Two outs. Marson. He's at first. He'll be taken off. Three-two pitch. Runner goes. Hit the other way. Elmore, the first baseman, right there. Another easy play for him. And that'll do it for the Mariners in the third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. No score through 3.
Not too long from now, kids will hold hands and bust out of the doors for the last day of school. Between now and then, they're doing important things. How about the cool kids at Mrs. Fu's kindergarten class? Marcus sent this one in of Marlena. Cute kids. And then this is How We Root, sent in by Olga. Well done. And how about Kevin on his honeymoon in Hawaii. Hashtag hi mom and dad. Remember to send your photo in using the hashtag where I root. Guys, back upstairs to you.
Honeymoon in Hawaii. Kudos.
Kevin, what are you doing watching a baseball game?
Kudos. Dave Sims, Dave Valley with you. Ground ball to Miller. Off the bat of Joey Butler, one down. Butler hustling down that line. One away for Jay Happ. Time now for our CenturyLink What's Next. The King was dealing against these guys last time we were in Tampa Bay. Now he's coming off a subpar performance. Look out. He's got Alex Coleman as his opponent tomorrow.
Yeah, Felix was as good as we have ever seen him down there in Tampa. Complete game win. Kings Court will be in session.
Oh, no rock. Saturday, good weather. Saturday night, you bet. Here's Longoria, 0-1. This slaps one right field, and it falls in front of Cruz for a base hit. That ends a run of 8 consecutive hitters retired by Jay Happ.
Longoria takes the same approach against Jay Happ as he did in his first at-bat. Taking him to right field. His pitch is down and out of the zone. Still able to make contact just off the end. Look at the Alaska Supermo right there.
2 for 2 night for Longoria. Brings up Logan Forsythe, the second baseman. Struck out on a 2-2 pitch to end the first inning. Both teams, no runs and 3 hits, no errors up on the board. Missed that pitch and his back foot. 2-0. Mariners a double play depth up the middle. Infield is Seager, Miller, Cano, and Morrison. Smith, Ackley, and Cruz in the outfield with Zunino behind the plate. Texas 4-0 over Kansas City. That's a final. Mitch Moreland a home run. Gonzalez gets the win. He's 2-0. Complete game 3 hitter. All of a sudden, Texas pitching has come around since the Mariners swept them back in the last week of April. Two-one pitch and a throw over first. The breeze blowing in straight in from center field right now. Ball right field, easy play for Cruz. It's 2 away. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Steven Souza Jr. coming up. Young man from Everett getting a nice round of applause from no doubt some neighbors here in the ballpark. He grounded out to Seager in his first at bat. Went 1 for 3 last night. Got an RBI single in the 4th.
Quality young man right here. I had the chance to meet him last winter. He was working out, hitting over with Raul Ibanez. Not a bad guy to listen to about hitting.
Well, you know it. By the way, never got a chance to congratulate you on coming back here to broadcasting, but that had to have been a terrific experience managing last year. Was a short A season, right?
Yeah, up in Everett, right where Mr. Souza was raised.
Yeah. What was the biggest thing you took out of it?
How much I love the game.
Okay.
Just kind of renewed all that joy that I had being around young men, being able to work with them, talk to them, kind of pour into their lives and into their minds.
Good for you.
And I also realized how hard the game is. It was just another reminder.
Yeah.
From Everett to here is a long way.
I got you. And this coming from a guy, how many years you play? 15, 16 years?
I played a total of 20. 7 in the minor leagues and 13 in the big leagues.
3-0 pitch from Happ. Turned him loose, 3-0.
Souza is leading all rookies with 11 home runs. He's tied in RBIs with 26. One of the many young bright spots for this ball club, where the rookies are making an impact.
3-1 pitch. Over the first.
If you remember, Souza was the guy who made the final out of the no-hitter last year for the Washington Nationals.
Zimmerman, yep. Leads his club in home runs and stolen bases. 3-1 pitch. Throw down to second. Cano. He wants Lloyd to challenge that Doug Innings call.
Robbie reacted right away. He felt like he was able to get that tag down. It'd been hard for him to see exactly where Longoria's foot is, but he makes a great recovery right there. Got him.
Yeah,
He's out. He's out.
Yeah, he did. This looks like the one last night where the challenge, I think it went 36 seconds, the replay review.
That was just a great play by Robinson Cano. Catching that ball and pirouetting around to make that tag.
That is one heck of an athletic move. There it is right there. Longoria, and everybody sees it. Longoria and everybody heading to the dugout. Waiting for official word from New York. They didn't take
all
one.
The players are leaving. They saw the replay here and they said, okay, he's out. You can see that left leg getting touched before Longoria gets to the bag. I don't know how Robbie saw where the foot is. I think he just knew that he tagged him, but he said, hey, check it right away.
He was adamant. Took just 42 seconds on that review. Scoreless ball game as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Our good friend,
look at that.
H. Harold Reynolds, time for a Geico. This date in MLB history, June 5 of '88. Harold Reynolds collected his 8th hit and 8 official at bats, breaking the old team record of 7. Raul Abundis holds the current club record of 7. And 2 players shared the record at 7, Bruce Bochy and Phil Bradley. Prior to Harold setting a new standard. H, good buddy.
He looks the same.
Time. He does.
He looks the same. Yeah, we were roommates through the minor leagues and when we first got to the big leagues. And then during that collective bargaining agreement is when they allowed us to have a separate room. But before that, you had a room with somebody, unless you wanted to dig in your own pocket.
Yeah. What year are we talking?
1984, 85, 86.
Okay. Harold, of course, is one of the, maybe the star on MLB Network.
Yes,
MLB tonight.
Face, yeah.
Kyle Seager, 1-1 to count, leading off here in the 4th. Seager, Trumbo, and Smith, 4, 5, and 6. Who's up for some runs, huh?
It's that time, isn't it?
Shift on for Kyle, 1-1. Well, Seager has been one of the few productive guys in the lineup lately. Well,
with those 5 home runs, 10 RBIs, and hitting .350. Just seems like every year we're seeing him just progress just a little bit more, taking another step forward, both offensively and defensively. Last year getting the Gold Glove. I'm sure there's going to be quite a few in this young man's future.
First time up, took an outside 2-2 pitch and single to left. He's got a 2-2 count again for Odorizzi.
Let's see if he takes that same approach as he did last time. Back up the middle, left center.
Full count.
Dave, when I talk about the approach to the left side, left center, up the middle, what it does for the hitter, it allows him to slow things down and stay back and let the ball come a little bit further.
3-2 remains. Mariners got 2 hits in the first inning. Cruz and Seager, they were stranded. Another hit in the third. Logan Morrison, a 1-out single. And he never got the second. As you look at Mark Trumbo, 2 hits in the first inning for Tampa Bay and 1 in the fourth. Waiting for it. That's Asdrubal Cabrera, hard line drive, and there's 1 down. Felix Hernandez set to pitch tomorrow. Your chance to be a part of an expanded Kings Court. The High Court is now open for just $20. You're going to get a ticket in the view level, a K-cloth, and a T-shirt. For Kings Court tickets, visit Mariners.com/Felix. Do it right now. Strike 1 to Mark Trumbo. I didn't like that call, and looking at the EQC tracer, you could see why. Adrian Johnson, home plate umpire.
He's a big man up there. Pitch clearly down below the strike zone. But I think with both Happ and Odorizzi here tonight, they've been very consistent around the zone, down on the bottom half. So they're going to end up getting more calls, the closer calls, because they're consistently down there.
Just the second at bat for Trumbo against Odorizzi. 1-1 pitch. Popped up, it'll get out of play.
Trumbo casts an imposing figure in that batter's box. This is a big man.
6'4", 225.
A very confident posture.
Born and raised in Anaheim, played for the Angels, 18th round pick in the 2004 draft. 4 years with the Angels. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. He had 95 home runs, drove in 284 runs in his 4 years with the Angels. 2 years with Arizona. 23 homers and 84 runs batted in. Two. Struck him out. Third strikeout for Jake Odorizzi, 2 down. Here in the fourth inning. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Mike Blauer's taking the weekend off. Dave Valley, good to have him with us here in the booth. Dave Sims and the Root Sports crew. Mariners trying to end a 6-game losing streak.
Smith grounded out his third base back in the second inning.
Fouled back by Smitty, 0-2.
Seems like we've been saying that a lot with Odorizzi out on the mound. 0-2.
No kidding. #1 staff ERA in the American League, the Tampa Bay Rays, 3.37. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach. Chris Archer to your right. He has been on a serious roll, Mr. Archer, striking out the world, it seems. See him on Sunday. Smith goes down swinging. Fourth strikeout for Odorizzi in this scoreless battle here at Safeco Field. Seattle Mariners baseball here on Root Sports, being brought to you by the Rockwood Fired Kitchen, pizza, burgers, and spirits, and by Vern Funk. Bad luck can't hit anyone, ensure with the 13th man. Look at all this. The great folks out at Alki Beach enjoying the spectacular weather. It continues through the weekend. Got a scoreless ball game. Both teams no runs on 3 hits. Jay Happ against Jake Odorizzi.
The scene right there makes me want to jump into Lake Washington tomorrow. Robbie,
it's
you want to come with me, Robbie?
Wide open for you. Susan's going to lead off. He was at the dish when Longoria was thrown out. Zunino to Cano.
Very healthy cut from Souza.
What else do you like about what Jay Happ has done to this point?
But Dave, what we're seeing from him is just a really good rhythm of being able to speed up the hitter and slow the hitter down. Using the fastball, the curveball. He's been locating his fastball extremely well all around the zone. Not making any mistakes out over the middle part of the plate. We've seen some of the Rays swing through that high fastball for strikeouts.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's strikeout number 3 for Jay Happ. One down here in the 5th. We'll take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. Those Astros up by 4.5. Look at the Rangers have vaulted into second place over the Angels, who lost at the Yankees tonight in a slugfest 8-7. Be a lot of divisional play still to come. The Mariners want to get a little bit close to the pack leader, especially with 6 huge games coming up. Home and home series with Houston this month. Jake Elmore shows bunt, takes a strike. He's behind 0-2. Elmore straight away. Breaking ball hit foul. Fouling out to Zunino on his first at bat. Breaking ball. Foul. Count remains 0-2.
One thing I like from both starting pitchers here tonight is the fact that they've been very aggressive early in the count to try to get strike one. Now finds himself 0-2 again against Elmore in this at bat.
We'll see a lot of that with Felix tomorrow and Archer on Sunday. 0-2. Hit hard. Tomahawk that one. Fair ball. Into the corner. Seth Smith digs it out. And a one-out double by Jake Elmore, his 4th of the season.
See on our Alaska Supermo, Elmore getting on top of this high fastball. That ball just fair by about 6 inches down that left field line.
Third base umpire Jim Wolf. Easy call for him.
Great camera work right there. Love seeing that flight of that ball starting to hook towards the line. If you're the hitter, you're going, get down, as you're running to first base.
One-time Mariner Asdrubal Cabrera, switch hitter. Last year with Washington. Prior to that, long tenure with the Cleveland Indians. And that gets away from Zunino. Adrian Johnson slowed his path just a little bit. Moving over to third is Elmore.
I'd like to get another look at Zunino right here as Cabrera comes out there and puts that bat. Oftentimes that's from a catcher standpoint, it could actually block your vision. As you see that bat come down, the slider slides right underneath the glove of Zunino.
Get off his left shin guard. Adrian Johnson showing some quicks to get out of the way now. With that wild pitch, runner at third, 1 out. Infield comes in close. Swing and a miss.
Anytime that bat gets in front of your vision, it's a very uncomfortable feeling for the catcher. So you're trying to move your head, and you eventually are moving your body. And in that case, a pitch that we see Mike Zunino block all the time, he wasn't able to get fully down and block that ball.
1-1 to Cabrera. Off the fist. Fouled off. 1-2.
Take a look at Mike. Never really does get his knees down. You can see right there the bat blocks his vision for just a millisecond. But that's enough when that ball is coming in around 90 miles an hour. Zunino takes a lot of pride in his ability to block anything in the dirt.
0-2 strikes. Struck him out. Great pitch by Jay Happ to pick up his 4th strikeout of the evening. 2 away here in the 5th.
Jay Happ reaches back, his fastball in at 93 miles an hour. But again, it's the sequence of the pitches that have been thrown. The slow breaking ball, the changeup, and then that fastball at 93 looks a lot faster.
2 outs. There's Kevin Kiermaier. Big breaking ball fouled off. Elmore getting to third on a wild pitch. The first runner to reach third by either side. Kiermaier, second strikeout victim of Happ. That was leading off the third. Back with another strike. So Jay Happ, strike away from getting out of a little jam here.
Again, 0-2. Let's see what he uses here. He starts him off with the slow curveball, then rushes the fastball up there. Let's see if he tries to pull the string one more time with a big sweeping breaking ball.
Struck him out. Great job by James Anthony Happ. Strikes out the side. Stranger runner at third, and the Rays do not score. on. Dave Sims and Dave Valley with him. We got a heck of a pitching matchup going on here, Val. Jay Coderisi and Jay Happ. Happ pitching out of trouble in the 5th. Striking out the side, stranding a runner at 3rd. Nice work.
Yeah, he's going deep again. 5 innings, only 4 hits. 5 strikeouts, 64 pitches, very efficient. It looks like he's going to have some gas in that tank to go even further into this ball game, Dave.
Bottom 3rd of the Mariner order. Here's Brad Miller to lead it off. Swings at the first pitch. And you can hear Longoria saying, I got it. Results in a base hit for Brad Miller.
That's a situation right there where Odorizzi needs to remember who his third baseman is. Just get out of Evans' way. Let him do what he does best. This is just a slow swinging bunt. Longoria's got to beat on it. And then right at the last moment, Odorizzi just comes flashing right in front of his eyes. Nothing Longoria could do right there. There would have been a pretty strong collision had he picked that ball up.
Surprised that he did not yield to Longoria.
See if there's a bunt in order right here.
Loaded up, ripped away, strike 1. Base hit for the Mariners, their 4th tonight. First Mariner leadoff man to reach base this evening. Hunter takes off, swung on, dribbler. Gets the job done. Runner advances, 1 out. Wasn't pretty, but effective. 1 out, runner at 2nd. And did you know there's a playground located inside Safeco Field? Seattle Children's Playfield, located in center field, and offers our youngest Mariner fans their own playground inside the ballpark. So next time you're here at Safeco Field, check out the Seattle Children's Playfield.
Kids Clubhouse. It's good that the kids have a place to play here at Safeco.
Here. Ackley with an RBI opportunity. So they eschew the bunt, but they get what they want. They get the runner in scoring position.
But they had a little hit and run on. I think Lloyd doesn't want to just sit back and try to wait for something to happen. I think oftentimes when the team is not clicking offensively, you have to put some things in motion. Right there, you had a good runner, good speed, and with Brad Miller on over at first base.
1-0 to Ackley. Way upstairs, 2-0.
And he also gave Zunino a chance on that first swing to get a good cut in. And then at that point, you want to have to sacrifice for the team, put that ball in play.
Good spot for Ackley. 2-0 count. Three 3-0. Houston losing at Toronto. Final Toronto 6, Houston 2. Oakland lost at Boston by the final of 4-2. And Texas took out Kansas City 4-0. 4-pitch walk, 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Runner in scoring position here for the Mariners. First walk by Odorizzi.
That's the first time we've seen a kink in Odorizzi's armor right there. 4 consecutive pitches for a walk to Dustin Ackley. Wilson going out there to try to settle him down.
Game 3 of this set tomorrow. CenturyLink. CenturyLink, what's next? Alex Colomé against the King, Felix Hernandez. Looking for a big bounce back from Felix. Just 4 2/3 and a 17th loss to the Yankees in his last outing. Chance here for Lomo. 2 on, 1 out. Looks at strike 1.
Ooh, looks like there's something happened with Odorizzi right after he threw that pitch. Bent over, wincing in pain. Holding on to that left side.
Cash felt something. Cash the manager.
It looked like he was just saying, I felt something in my back.
Yep. Never a good sign.
Kind of wonder if it was starting to grab on the Dustin Ackley at bat, because all 4 of those just all of a sudden out of character. He'd been throwing so well. That last pitch was a split finger. Looks like he's saying, let me throw one more and try it.
Ron Porterfield. Check that, Paul Harker, the assistant athletic trainer out there.
Let's take a look right here. There's that last pitch. Split finger. Right here you see him bend over. Grabs that left side. Yeah, that'll be all for Mr. Odorizzi here tonight.
So he leaves with an 0-1 count to Logan Morrison. 1 out, 2 on here in the Mariners' 5th in this scoreless ball game. They'll get a new pitcher out there. He'll get as much time as he needs to warm up and to restart this contest. Injury to Jake Odorizzi. Let's take a look at our T-Mobile game changer in Dave Valley. J-Happ has been outstanding through 5.
He's done such a great job of working ahead all night here tonight. He's had all of his pitches working. The good fastball he's been running in. He's been running it down, away, and across the top of the zone. 4 strikeouts. He's had an excellent curveball, Dave, and also a very good changeup that has kept these hitters off stride and their timing just off enough for J-Happ to be in command here this evening.
5 strikeouts, no walks, and Jake Odorizzi had to leave because of an injury. On this college night here at Safeco Field, big doings out at the pen. Xavier Cedeno, a left-hander, takes over.
Cedeno's appeared in 19 games. He's got 8 holds with an ERA of 1.69. He's got 9 strikeouts in 11 innings. Opponents are hitting .289 off of the left-hander. Odorizzi was on pace for a very good quality outing here this evening, but that injury pulls him out early. He went 4 1/3, giving up 4 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts on 75 pitches.
Right now, let's check in with Angie Menteg and see what's going on.
Guys, thanks so much here at the Ford Sports Desk. Indoctrination, it's not necessarily a bad thing, especially when it's rooting for your Seattle Mariners. If you take a look at some of your photos using the hashtag #WhereIRoot, Mariner fan in training. See, that's good indoctrination right there. Joel is taking his daughter Hannah to tonight's game, and remember to use the hashtag #WhereIRoot. Sunshine and Mariners baseball with the crew. Goodbye baseball. The Mariners would like to say goodbye to a few baseballs tonight. Right now, will we get you back upstairs? Fantastic night for baseball, and it's just going to be like this all weekend, guys.
We'll wrap it up, that's for sure, as the Mariners try to end a 6-game losing streak. 1 1-7 on the homestand. And Chris Woodward, first base coach, chatting with Ackley and Miller. Mariners have something brewing here in the 5th. 1 out, runners at first and second. And Cedeno gets all the time that he needs. And he's a veteran pitcher. He's been with Houston, Washington, and now in his first year with Tampa Bay. From co-workers to clients to family and friends, the suites at Safeco Field serve as the perfect space to entertain guests. Whether hosting 14 or 400, each suite option offers you game tickets, catering, and VIP parking. For more information, visit mariners.com/premium.
See Chris Woodward right there taking an opportunity to talk. In his right hand, he was just giving these guys the times of Cedeno from the time he starts his motion to the ball time the ball gets to the catcher, just to give him an idea of how quick he is to home. Using this opportunity to continue to talk and teach, something he does so well.
Yes, sir.
No, they're not talking about what they're going to do for dinner or anything like that. They're talking baseball over there.
What's this guy have? What can he do? How can we beat him? Busy month this past April. Cedeno came from the Dodgers, went purchased by the Dodgers from the Nationals, and then the Rays got him on the 27th, 5 days after that first transaction. So here's the situation. Logan Morrison got a base hit to left field his last time up, extending his hitting streak to 12 games. He's got an 0-1 count. And the Mariners have runners at first and second. Miller at second and Ackley at first. Almost 12-game hitting streak, by the way, ties the longest consecutive hit streak by a Mariner this season. Seager went for 12 consecutive games from May 14th through the 26th.
Romo's been putting together some good ABs. Probably the guy you'd like to see up there right now. As I mentioned, he's already extended that streak to 12.
Cedeno pitched a third of an inning last night, gave up 1 hit. 0-1 to Morrison. Bounced up there for ball 1, 1-1.
Well, that was a nice pick right there by Wilson. As you see Bellotti getting loose and right-handed down in the Tampa Bay Ray bullpen.
Bellotti recently caught up. He's only been in 3 games with a 1-0 record. 1-1 to Morrison. Off the end of the bat.
With Bellotti getting up down there, it looks almost as if Cash brought in the left-hander just to face Logan Morrison and Robbie Cano, both left-handed hitters.
Cano 0 for 2. Ground out and fly out. Tom Foley, Jim Hickey, the brain trust of the Rays. Check swing. Longoria has got the 1 play. Throws out Morrison. The runners move up with 2 down. So base hit from Cano, might be able to get 2 runs in here. Mariners have scored 3 or less runs in 10 consecutive games, and that counts tonight. Mariners next to last in the major leagues in runs per game at 3.57. Phillies dead last at 3.11. Outside, ball 1.
Robbie just hitting .211 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position this season. This is where the M's need him, right here.
No doubt about it. Takes a strike, 1-1.
Got a nice coat of pine tar up on that helmet, worked out already.
One pitch. Bouncing ball. Elmore been a busy man tonight. Ernest Strand 2. 5 complete here at Safeco Field. No score. Good look at activity on Alki earlier today. Summertime, not officially here, but it looks good, doesn't it? With this great weather. Time at the Big Fish Casino. Big catch.
And this was a great catch and tag from Robinson Cano. Tremendous athleticism right there. Robbie catching it, doing a full pirouette, getting that tag down on the left leg of Evan Longoria. Here's the Alaska Supremo.
I like
catching every second of the action.
Woo, sorry, Dave. I like the way he went aggressively to get that. I mean, name another second baseman who's making that play.
Probably none.
That's outstanding. Bobby Wilson. 9-hole hitting catcher, leading off the 6th here for Tampa Bay. To fly out the center his first time up. 0-2. Struck him out. 3 consecutive strikeouts. 4 of the last 5 men faced for J-Hap, giving him a total of 6 on the evening.
Here's that high fastball again, being very effective here tonight against the Rays. It's a pitch that the hitters see so well. They think they can get to it, and before you know it, it's past you and into the catcher's glove.
Breaking ball, strike 1 to Brendan Guyer. Led off the ball game with a base hit to left. Since then, he's grounded out the 2nd. The other thing is, I think you pointed this out a few innings ago, but he's got a nice pace, nice groove working, and you like that as a catcher. You gotta love that. Just put it down, boom, he gets it to you.
It's about the rhythm, right? He's not wasting a lot of time looking in. He's trusting his catcher, Mike Zunino. Whatever he's putting down, he's going right along with it.
Gino takes care of out number 2. I got a power source guy here. Got to be careful. Lined out to Cruz in right field and grounded out to short. Joey Butler. string, strike one.
And we've seen Jay really mix up his pitch as well as Bellotti gets loose down in the Tampa Bay Ray bullpen.
1-1. A strike away from ending the sixth. 6 strikeouts, no walks tonight. Butler breaking up his rhythm, stepping out for a moment. 2 out, nobody on. And the 1-2 pitch. Backed him off a little bit, 2-2. That one. Paid for it. All the way through the gap. Butler, big man, can run. He'll hold at second with a 2-out double, his 7th of the season.
They come after him right here. 2-2 pitch with a big, slow, looping curveball. Right here, Butler squares this one up and laces it out there into left center field for a double.
Time call. 2 outs here in the 6th. Brings up Evan Longoria. He's got 2 base hits to right field tonight. We're going to put him on.
Even though he came into this ball game hitting just 138 in his last 8 games. 2 solid at bats, 2 hits to right field. He's still one of those guys that knows how to hit with runners in scoring position. Big RBI guy for this ball club for a long time.
When you go through your scouting meetings, who
don't let him beat you.
There you go. There you go. Take their chances with Forsythe, who struck out on a 2-2 pitch in the first, fly to right on a 2-1 pitch in the 4th. 2 away here in the top of the 6th, a scoreless ball game. No runs, 5 hits, no errors for Tampa Bay. To this point, they've left 2 men aboard. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Mariners. They've stranded 5. First pitch to Forsythe. Bounced up there. Ball 1. Rays in the 5th. Got a runner to third base, Jake Elmore, with 1 out. And Happ responded by striking out Cabrera and Kiermaier to get out of it. 1-0. Right to Seager. He survives again. Things going well for Jay Happ. Just getting some runs now as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Safeco Field. Minutes ago, Logan Forsythe, he thought he had something going on here with this bullet, but hit right to Kyle Seager.
He's thinking about throwing the bat, and then does.
And where did he go?
Take a look at where it goes.
Adrian Johnson, glad he was paying attention. Good grief.
That's kind of scary right there. That bat, he held on to it a little bit longer than he wanted to.
Too much punch on.
I'm sure Forsythe go over there. I am so sorry, sir. I am so sorry, please. I did not mean to do that.
Taken out of your account on your next at bat, sir.
Andrew Bellotti, the right-hander, takes over. Appeared in 3 ball games. He has an ERA of 2.57. Over 7 innings, he has 7 strikeouts, and opponents are hitting only 160 off the right-hander.
Cruz hasn't homered here since May 12 against San Diego. Breaking ball, strike 1. Front.
Really looking to put a charge into one here. 2 consecutive sliders from the right-hander.
Time granted. It's hard to come by for the Mariners. Cruz going to try to light a fire here in the 6th. Cruz, Seager, and Trumbo. All 2 strikes. Bellotti, the 3rd pitcher for Tampa Bay tonight. Jake Odorizzi, the starter, had to leave after 4 1/3 and a 0-1 count to Logan Morrison in the 5th. All 2 strikes. Ooh, late swing. He's gone. Cruz strikes out. 1 out here in the 6th. Try a real triple play as the express buses, Link Light Rail, and Sounder Trains. Weigh your options at soundtransit.org. Seager, a base hit to left and a hard line out. It's his night this evening.
Kyle off to a nice start this season, hitting .281 with 9 home runs, 29 RBIs.
They keep Struble Cabrera, the 3rd base area, and they take Longoria and put him on the right side.
We have seen Kyle in situations like this. It's getting late in the game. You need base runners. You've got to find a way to get on. He would not hesitate, I think, if they were playing them deep, to just lay one down.
Yeah. Got a 1-1 count. Effective use of the changeup this evening by the staff.
This entire staff of the Rays have a very high strikeout ratio. Bellotti, as we mentioned, 7 innings, 7 strikeouts. He already has 1 here this inning.
Shift on for Kyle. 1-2 pitch. No play for Cabrera. Best threat the Mariners had. 1 out, runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 5th inning. But Logan Morrison grounded out the 3rd and Cano grounded out the 1st. They also had 1st and 2nd in the 1st inning. Trumbo bounced into a force out. Here's the 1-2 pitch.
See that approach by Kyle with 2 strikes. He's protecting. You go into defense mode at this point. Not like you're giving in, but you're just shortening everything up. Instead of getting big, you want to get short and small with your swing. about just making hard contact.
There's another ground ball to the first baseman, Elmore. There's 2 away. I got 6 putouts for Elmore at first base.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of rollovers.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Odorizzi did a good job of keeping the Mariner hitters off balance, getting him out in front on that split finger.
Mark Trumbo 0 for 2.
Yankees could use a jumbo fly ball right here.
Oh my goodness. Truer words haven't been spoken over these last 8 games, let me tell you. Two to Trumbo. Aladi, 23 years old, out of San Diego, California. 12th round pick of the Rays back in 09. This is his first action in the big leagues, his 4th game. Ahead of Trumbo, 0-2. Him out, tag applied by Bobby Wilson in the quiet Mariners 6th. Still a scoreless game. And Root Sports being brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today only at Jack in the Box. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win as we take you to Capitol Hill, Broadway, and Pine. The one, the only, James Marshall Hendricks of Seattle. Pleasure of seeing him February of '68, the Spectrum in Philadelphia. What a show. Oh my goodness. One of the thrills of my rock and roll life. This one popped up. Souza. Whoa. That looked like it was more adventurous than it had to be.
And that ball started to drift on Robinson Cano. Looked like he had a beat on it, and then all of a sudden at that last minute, he started having a backstep, stayed focused, makes the play. Alaska Supermo giving us a couple of good looks right there.
Jay Happ has really been outstanding. First pitch strike to Elmore. It was 1 for 2. He doubled down the left field line. And then Happ stranded him there by getting strikeouts of Cabrera and Kiermaier to end the threat. Happ has struck out 6. 1 walk. It was intentional. Didn't want to mess with Longoria with a man at second. Longoria 2 for 2 at the time. That was in the 6th. 2-1.
Those last two pitches just missing by a little. First was a fastball in. The last pitch was a changeup just off the plate.
He's worked a 3-1 count. Looked like it slipped on that one. Checking his landing area. Back with the strikes, and the count runs full. Left oblique tightness. Jake Odorizzi. That's what knocked him out of the box after 4 1/3 today. The Tampa Bay starters. You look at Cabrera. 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, we saw Odorizzi grab that left side just after he released that last pitch.
All right, you played during your time. I don't remember. And your time was, give me your years when you played again.
1984 through 1997.
You guys didn't have oblique injuries the way they have now.
Not as many.
Off the glove of Happ into center field for a base hit. Man, it's like every other day here now.
Yeah.
Is that because of the weight training?
You know, if I had an answer, I'd probably be
you're retired by now.
I think it has to do with that type of thing. You would suspect the overuse of it gets you a little bit tired when you're going out there. Guys are throwing harder nowadays than they were even back in the 90s.
They're not going distance-wise in terms of getting deep.
Right.
Here's Cabrera, ground out and strikeout 0 for 2. Double play depth up the middle for the Mariners. Ball 1.
With Cabrera up there, you got to be aware of the hit and run, a guy who can handle the bat.
Get to the stage of the game where both managers might start taking some chances. Well, you talked about it earlier, trying to make something happen. I mean, the lack of offense. Somebody, let's.
Yeah, if the pitcher's just shutting you down, you're not having good at bats. We haven't seen a lot of balls even hit hard on both sides.
Kevin Cash tried a double steal in the first inning. Geyer was caught stealing. He was the lead man on the first and second double steal. Now Happ 3-0 to Cabrera with Kiermaier on deck. Some action out in the Mariner bullpen. It's Mark Lowe, who's been sensational since coming back. AAA Tacoma.
Now, this would be a situation in times past. You would see a guy like Cabrera take 2 pitches, make this guy, after going 3-0, he's going to have to throw another strike here before you get that green light to swing the bat.
Runner goes. High pop. Left field coming in Smith. Smitty makes the play. 2 outs. Back to first goes Elmore. Imagine a pregame party in Edgar's Cantina with Edgar himself. Save the date, June 15th. You could bid on items like this during the Mariners Root Sports sale, Root Sports tele-auction. All proceeds are going to benefit Mariners Care. Kevin Kiermaier. Old KK is KK twice tonight. On a 2-2 pitch and an 0-2 pitch.
I want to know, is Edgar going to cook that night too?
How is he? Is he renowned for his cooking?
He knows how to cook a pig.
All right.
A whole pig, you know?
Mm-hmm. Kendrys Morales was really good at.
No, I saw Kendrys's pig, and I've seen Edgar's. I'll take Edgar's all day long.
Okay, that's good enough. You want
to make sure it's cooked right.
You are our culinary ambassador, and I'll take your word for it. Even though, here's the 1-0 pitch. Was it Samuel L. Jackson in what do you call? I Don't Do Pig? In the one with Travolta. What was?
Oh, I know.
Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction. Thank you, Curtis.
He would if he saw Edgar's.
2-0 pitch. Smith towards the line. Run out of room.
Next pitch will be J. Happ's 100th of the evening.
Two-one to Kiermaier. 2-2.
You do see some signs of J. Happ laboring a little bit here this inning.
2-2. Be that as it may, he has been fabulous tonight. Really is. On deck, Bobby Wilson, the catcher.
Right here, one more quality pitch. Get through this inning. Hand that ball off to the bullpen and see if the M's can't score a couple of runs.
3-2. Elmore takes off. Pitch. Popped up. Playable. Morrison hanging with it. And makes the play. He lost it about halfway up.
Yeah.
That's a terrible feeling.
Twilight, it's tough sky right now.
J. Happ, outstanding. Stretching your mind as you consider how a Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list. Play today. The corner Pike and 10th. Watching some Mariner baseball. Like us, fingers crossed, toes crossed, arms crossed. Get some runs!
The Comet. I bet the big ticket's been there once or twice.
Probably have his name on the seat. What are you talking about? J. Happ. Fine work. 7 innings of 6 hits, scoreless baseball.
Another quality outing by the young left-hander.
Pilati continues here. Seth Smith. Breaking ball misses. Pilati went 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Smitty tonight. Ground out the 3rd and a strikeout. One.
That's one thing we've seen from Seth Smith since his arrival here. He's not afraid to take pitches. He'll go deep into the count. M's could use a base runner to lead off this inning right now.
2 balls, 1 strike. Smith, Brad Miller, Mike Zunino. 6, 7, and 8 here for the Mariners. And now Carson Smith. He's starting to heat up. They had Mark Lowe up a few minutes ago. 2-1 pitch. 3-1. Brad Miller on deck. Got a swinging bunt base hit last time up. Smith thought he had a pass. He's brought back, full count.
EQC shows that that pitch was a little bit down. Smith saw it right. Well, the umpire has been pretty consistent calling that low strike.
Andrew Bellotti, third pitcher tonight for the Rays. 3-2 pitch here to Seth Smith. Walked him. There's the base runner the Mariners are looking for. Leadoff man's aboard for Brad Miller. Buster Posey, Brandon Crawford, and the defending world champion San Francisco Giants make a rare trip to Safeco Field for a 2-game set. Wednesday, June 17th and Thursday, June 18th. Reserve your tickets today at Mariners.com. We see a lot of black and orange Giant fans in that one. 3-time champions over the last 5 years.
Brad Miller be looking for the bunt sign right here as Austin Jackson comes on in to run for Seth Smith.
See if it's Miller time here. What do you say? Ground ball. They get Jackson. They won't get Miller. It's played by Forsythe. Get the force with Cabrera.
Some of the thinking right in that situation right there for the fans were saying, well, why isn't he bunting right there? We need to get somebody in scoring position. Partly it's because you have Mike Zunino coming up. Mike's not been hitting very well. Batting average now is at 174. So from Lloyd McClendon's standpoint, it's like, okay, I bunt him over, but the guy behind him is not swinging the bat well. Can I count on him to drive him in? But we could see Brad Miller take off and try to snatch a bag.
Strike one to Mike. 0 for 2 with a fly to right in the ground out the first.
And Bobby Ramos, the backup catcher, behind the plate tonight as well. Miller with a not so aggressive lead over at first base.
Back safely. Remember earlier during the pitching change, it was Miller and Ackley talking to Chris Woodward, first base coach. So
yeah, Chris has got that timer over there. He knows exactly what Bellotti is as far as his top time.
Miller on the season 4 out of 5 in base stealing. Mariners is a team 11th in the league.
An aggressive lead would be out there towards the cut of the grass.
Sure. 0-1. Outside to Mike.
We saw McClendon call for a hit and run earlier in the game with Mike Zunino. He's able to move a runner into scoring position as Mike hit that ball off the end of the bat right to the first baseman. One's a good pitch.
Got a big lead. Way outside. He chased it 1-2.
Mike went after that almost as if it was a hit and run right there. This pitch kind of takes off well out of the strike zone.
It looked like it's in protect mode.
He glanced down at Brad Miller, almost as if to say, did I miss something or did you miss it?
Yeah. It's not a good feeling. 1-2. And Zunino strikes out for out number 2. Oh, it's tough. 2-1. And that's the third strikeout for Bellotti as we check out our CenturyLink What's Next. Alex Colomang will be on the mound against the King, Felix Hernandez. And we'll be on the air at 6:30 tomorrow. 2 outs, man at first for Dustin Ackley. A strikeout and a walk tonight. Strike 1 to Dustin. Behind 0-2 again.
Boy, both those pitches just on the outside corner, down and away. But you know, Dave, sometimes when you're going bad, it seems like every time you get up there, it is already 0-2.
Tough way to operate. 2 out, runner at first. That'll get down for base hit. Miller, he'll hold at second. Dustin Ackley comes up with a base hit. And that is just his second hit this season after an 0-2 count.
Dustin gets a good pitch right here, 0-2. Right down the middle, thigh high. He puts it right out there in right center field. Ball hit too hard for Brad Miller to go first to third. Souza with a good throwing arm out and right.
McClendon has Morrison in the leadoff spot to get on base. They need him to be a run producer here. Morrison on the season with 14 runs batted in. Cruz leads the club with 39. Seager second with 29. Miller and Morrison with 14. Zunino with 15. Out of play.
Logan had a good pass at that pitch right there. Looking for that fastball. Looked like it might have been a little bit off the plate. I like seeing that aggression. Counts in your favor. You're looking for your fastball. You get it. Get a good rip at it.
Starving for runs. 1-2 pitch. Outside. 2-1.
And waiting for that guy to step up right here.
Taking all comers. 2-1. That goes to 3-1. Robinson Cano on deck. He is 0 for 3 with 2 ground outs. The first sandwich around a fly out to left. Mariners averaging just 2.3 runs per ball game on this homestand. This could be a huge pitch. 3-1. Fouled it off.
Got the pitch he was looking for right there. 3-1 fastball. Inner half of the plate. I'd like to have that one back right here.
Well, he's got to make the most of this next opportunity. 3-2, 2 out. Runners at first and second. They will be on the move. No score, bottom 7. Vladi comes set. Runners take off. Pitch. Ball four, bases loaded.
Vladi just misses inside. Tries to come back in with that fastball. Just in off the plate. As Robinson Cano makes his way to the plate with the bases loaded.
Well, dramatic setting. You got your big guy up there who's slumping. Time to start something new. Why not?
Fans are hungry for it.
Jim Hickey, pitching coach. Travis twice. He's grounded out first. Fly to left. Grounded out the first. And the crowd saying, hey, we got your back. Just give us a base knock. Bobby 6 for 31 on the homestand. You know, with runners in scoring position this season, a .212 hitter with 13 runs knocked in. Big spot in this ball game. Best threat by the Mariners tonight. 2 outs, bases loaded. First pitch to Cano. Ball 1. Crowd of 20,695 on hand, looking for some runs. Vladi comes set, the 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Vladi comes back with the second fastball at the bottom of the strike zone. Robbie Cano just a little bit out in front. Last fastball at 93 miles an hour.
1-1 pitch here to Cano. 2 out, bases loaded. Chopper, first base. Elmore, another put out. 3 stranded. Still scoreless after 7.
The incredible story of Pat Venditti, a switch pitcher. Yes, you heard me. He pitches left-handed and right-handed. He got called up for the Oakland A's today, and he made his major league debut against the Boston Red Sox. And this is interesting. He's facing Blake Swihart, who is a switch hitter. He's like, okay, I'm going to throw left-handed. No, I'm sorry. I lied to you. I'm going to throw right-handed. It's my bad. I'm going to need you to bat left-handed. And the reason why I want to do that is because I need you to strike out, which he does. This is interesting, guys, because back on June 19th, 2008, it's called the Venditti rule. He was playing in the minor leagues for the Yankees. He faced a guy named Ralph Henriquez of the Brooklyn Cyclones, who is a switch hitter. And they kept going back and forth for 8 minutes. He would put on the glove left-handed, and he would say, I'm going to throw right-handed. And then so he'd get in left-handed to hit. And he'd go, no, I'm going to throw left-handed now. And then he'd get right-handed. It goes on for 8 minutes, and finally the umpire says, get in the box to the hitter. Okay, Henriquez gets in right-handed. He throws right-handed. He strikes out on 4 pitches. He goes ballistic. So they had to change the rule. The pitcher must declare which arm he's going to throw with. And again, how many switch pitchers have there ever been? And then once he declares which arm he's going to throw with, then the hitter will get into the box. A couple of other things. He tore his labrum, guys, in 2012 and finished the season left-handed because he tore his right labrum. So all sorts of crazy things with this guy. And one more thing I have to add on. He has a 6-finger glove. And so really it's kind of a glove with 2 thumbs and 4 fingers. And he keeps a couple fingers on the outside. Nuts. Can you imagine if we continue to see this in baseball?
Well, I tell you what, they're few and far between. That is a terrific story. And hopefully we will see him on July 2nd in the Mariners' next take on the Oakland Athletics. Andrew, thank you. Good job.
What a talent to be able to do that right-handed and left-handed. And I played with a pitcher with the Boston Red Sox in 1994. And you guys are going to have to help me with this because he was a switch pitcher.
Who was that?
I can't remember his name.
Oh, okay. That's unique. Senior heads prevailed on that story Angie was talking about back in the Independent League. Brooklyn Cyclones.
And how about a pitch count? I think he has a pitch count for both arms.
Almost hit him at 93. Brandon Geyer 1 for 3 tonight. 3-0.
Greg Harris. I just came up with it. Greg Harris.
Which one? W? There's 2 of them.
Well, I was going to say the right-hander, but he threw both ways.
One or 2 Greg Harrises at the same. I remember that when I was doing early 90s. When there was a Greg W. We'll get the fellas to check that out. 3-1 is the count here to Geyer. First out was pinch hitter Jesus popping out Seager. Makes it look easy. 2 out. Oh, what could have been. The Mariners have left 3, 6, 8 men on through the first 7 innings. Two outs here. And brings up Joey Butler. Lined out to right. Grounded out to short. Double to the left center field gap. Strike 1 to Carson Smith. From Carson Smith. Sweeping breaking ball, and Carson Smith ahead. 0-2.
Just a good sharp slider right there from Carson Smith. Back-to-back sliders to Butler. Want to stay out of his wheelhouse on the inner half of the plate. Zunino going to the outside.
Kevin Jepson is warming up. He got the save, his second of the season last night. The 2-1 Rays win. All in 2 strikes. Oh, that's a heck of a take.
The ball from Carson Smith just really runs in hard on the hands of the right-handed batters.
Oh, that did hit him.
This pitch just keeps riding in and boring in on the forearm of Butler as we get a look at the Alaska Supermo. This ball hits him He comes down and hits Mike Zunino.
They've got an answer for you. You're talking about the guy that was a switch pitcher that you played with, Greg A. Harris with the Red Sox. He pitched with both arms in a game. His next to last big league appearance at age 39 with the 95 Expos.
But it really wasn't his game to switch during a game. I mean, throughout his career, he didn't do it. He just had the ability to throw left-handed. But this young man sounds like that's part of his game, his strategy.
Thanks to Susan Waldman, our good friend, Yankee Radio broadcast. Of course, the Yankees
She's not sleeping.
Vested interest. Come on, vested interest in what the Mariners do against these Rays. The Yankees having won tonight. The Mariners could pull off a victory here. The Yankees would pick up a full game. A game and a half advantage over second place Tampa Bay.
I didn't know Susan was your research.
If it had to do with the Red Sox during that time period, she's all over. Long and good time, long time friend.
That's the pitch that he's been calling all night long. Carson Smith thought he had that one.
Just joining us, tremendous pitching tonight. Jake Odorizzi, the bullpen of the Rays, and now Carson Smith out of the Mariner pen. Mariners have left the bases loaded in the seventh. 1-2, runner goes. High chopper off the plate. All kinds of trouble. Miller got him. Wow. He was bound and determined, and he gets the big out to end the inning. Coming up for the Mariners in the bottom of the eighth inning, it's going to be Nelson Cruz, Kyle Seager. Team Store, the Team Store Fan Dream Stakes contest going on right now. When you stop by any of the 5 Mariner Team Stores to sign up, you're automatically entered to win one of 10 great prizes, including authentic Mariners apparel, a photo with a player, or even a chance to throw out the first pitch. Stop by a Mariners Team Store to enter. Nelson Cruz leads off. Breaking ball for strike one. Andrew Bellotti, his third inning of work. Struck out Cruz, leading off the sixth. New catcher Rene Rivera. That will get past the diving second baseman Logan Forsythe. Leadoff man's aboard Nelson Cruz with his second hit tonight.
All right, we got some action. Get that leadoff runner on board. Kyle Seager coming up. Kyle with a couple of good ABs here tonight, but this is that last fastball. Now, actually, this is a little slider. 82 miles an hour. Nelson Cruz just drops the head of the bat on it. Drives it to the infield to get things going. Alaska Supermo showing that ball just getting underneath the glove.
Shift on for Seager. Kyle 1 for 3. First inning single to left. That was the 6th hit by the Mariners tonight. Both teams no runs on 6 hits. Mariners have stranded 8. Tampa Bay stranded 6. And Rodney heating up. For 1. Tampa Bay Rays #1 in ERA in the American League, #5 in the big league starting today. There's the 1-1 to Seager. Slicing drive to center fielder Kiermaier, diving catch. Oh my goodness, he robbed Seager of a base hit. He had the Devils defense. Valley is playing deep and came in and made a terrific catch.
Yeah, right off the end of the bat, you thought that this ball was going to fall, but Kiermaier makes a tremendous diving catch. Very rarely do you see outfielders diving straight forward. Most guys go into the slide, but this is a very aggressive approach and a tremendous play right here by Kiermaier.
Wow, goodness gracious.
That ball was sinking fast. He made up some ground because he was way back there.
1 out, 1 on for Mark Trumbo. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Cruz at first, 1 down. And you know Bilatti's going to be careful with this guy, given Trumbo's power. He's playing in a ballpark, and now his home ballpark, a place he's always loved to hit.
Guys with power on the Mariners. Bilotti has been just working that outer half, using his slider, trying to place that fastball just off the plate. And I would imagine that's exactly how he's going to continue to go after Mark Trumbo right here.
Rays outfield still deep. I mean deep. 1-0 to Trumbo. Just trying to get one out of here.
Look for that slider that's a little bit more elevated in the zone. And Rivera set up on that outside corner.
1-1 pitch. Worked inside. Rivera blocked it. 2 balls, 1 strike. J-Happ, 7 outstanding innings. Struck out 6, walked 1. It was intentional. Gave up just 5 hits. I think that's 6 hits. Scoreless ball game. Playing a home 8th. 2-1 count here to Mark Trumbo. Three balls, 1 strike. Austin Jackson came on as a pinch runner in the 7th. He's on deck. He took the place of Seth Smith. Kevin Cash, new skipper of the Rays, took over when Joe Madden had an exit clause in his contract, and he's now the Cubs manager. Big pitch here, 3-1 to Trumbo. Bouncing ball to Cabrera. Forsythe and shovel. A turn 2. Inning over. 9th inning coming up in this scoreless ball game here at Safeco Field in Seattle.
Also tied in the runs column at 0-0. Hi, everybody. Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Edge. You know, you can take the Mariners away from them, but you can't take the Mariners out of them. Mary Lambert is in Minnesota tonight for a concert, and she right now is watching the Mariners post-show in Minneapolis. She is going to be in Chicago tomorrow, and hopefully she'll be rooting on the Mariners from there as well, watching Felix Hernandez and the Kings Court go at it. But right now, she wants to see a Mariners win while she's still in Minneapolis. Guys, back upstairs to you.
All right, Angie, thank you. Fernando Rodney, the experience begins right now here in the 9th. He needs to post the 0. Give the Mariners a chance to win this in the bottom of the 9th.
Fernando 2-2, completed 14 saves out of 17 opportunities. That ERA still a little high at 6.85.
Fernando Rodney, he's going to get Logan Forsythe, Steven Souza Jr. and Jake Elmore, 4, 5, and 6 here at the top of the 9th. Up high for ball 1. Double play ending the Mariners' threat in the 8th. Cano grounded out to first with the bases loaded, ending the 7th. There's a strike. 1-1. To Forsythe, who's 0 for 2 against Fernando. Two and 1. Fly ball deep, left field. Oh no! Home run. Logan Forsythe with his 7th home run, 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Fernando, after those first 2 pitches, didn't seem like he had real good command. Throwing that one changeup to the back, comes back with a fastball. This one on the inside part, actually in off the plate, according to EQC Tracer. But he's able to pull those hands in, get the barrel of the bat to the ball. This ball goes over the bullpen. The Tampa Bay Rays.
1-0 Rays. Souza. Now they get Jepson up, their closer. Nothing lead here. It's hanging up in the air. Cruz there to make the catch and away. Comes Jake Elmore. Forsythe, his 7th home run, his 25th. Run batted in. And for Fernando Rodney, 4th home run he's given up this season. Elmore tonight. 2 for 3, fouled out to Zunino, doubled into the left field corner and singled to center. Two-and-one.
Fernando with good velocity tonight. The fastball at 95 miles an hour.
Evens at 2-2.
There's a good change up at 83 miles an hour. Sinking in towards that right-handed batter.
Kevin Jepson. He will be ready. Bottom of the 9th. Cano is there. Makes the play. There's 2 outs. Check in with Angie Mintic.
Guys, coming up on Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. Lots of things to get to. Lomo extends his hitting streak to 12 games. We're going to listen in on the skipper. And, of course, we'll tell you more about the Ford Peanut Butter Drive going on. Hope you guys get involved in that. And we'll get you set for tomorrow when the King climbs the hill. It's all coming up on Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines.
Thank you, Angie. 2 outs. Run in on the leadoff homer by Logan Forsythe on a 2-1 pitch from Fernando Rodney leading off this inning. Hit it over the shed into the Rays bullpen. Struble Cabrera 1-0. Struble 0 for 3 tonight. Two-0. Back with the strike.
Cabrera, a great addition to this Tampa Bay Rays ball club. Both him and Evan Longoria playing some great defense over on that left side, combining for only 4 errors combined.
2-2 to his Struble. Two and 2 with 2 outs. Full count. Kiermaier's on deck. He's 0 for 3, couple strikeouts. Logan Forsythe hit the Rays in front, popped up, playable. Mariners need to pick up Fernando Rodney here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Kevin Jepson be a tough hombre. Going to be Austin Jackson, Brad Miller, and Mike Zunino. Rally caps, they're ready to rock. We take a look at our Columbia Bank difference of the ball game. Boy, did this hurt. Logan Forsythe on a 2-1 pitch got it out of here. Forsythe, his 7th home run, 25th RBI. It's the only run in the ball game to this point. Mariners going to have to get it done against Kevin Jepson, who picked up the save in last night's ball game. Jepson last night shut down the Mariners. It's his first career save against the Mariners last night.
Jepson in 25 ball games has an ERA of just 1.96. Got 2 saves, 20 strikeouts, 12 walks, 2 home runs, and opponents hitting only 200 off the hard-thrown right-hander.
Kevin, 31 innings for Jepson against the Mariners. His ERA against Seattle, 5.97.
So that's good.
And make it happen. There's Austin Jackson taking a strike. He's 1 for 3 against Jepson. Two. Take a good rip at it.
Jepson reaches back 97 miles an hour on that last fastball. This Tampa Bay ball club has gotten it done with their pitching and defense.
They're here. Number 1 in defense, number 1 in ERA. 0-2 to Jackson.
Old school thinking too, right? Pitching and defense, because that shows up every night.
Absolutely.
Gives you a chance. Now you just need 1 or 2 guys step up in a clutch situation. So far tonight, it's been Forsythe with that solo home run last inning.
Will that get down? It does. To the wall. Jackson's going to get the second. He's in high gear. He's going for third, and he's going to make it. Tying run at third base. Austin Jackson with a spark for the Mariners here in the 9th inning.
Take a look right here. Austin Jackson just drives this ball into the gap in right center field. Souza makes a diving stop, diving attempt. This ball gets past him. And then it rolls past the center fielder as it rolls all the way to the wall. And Austin Jackson just turned the jets on between first and second base. Once he saw it got past the second defender, he was just flying on into third base.
His first triple this season. And we were talking about how good their defense was. That was not a savvy play. And the Mariners have a chance to benefit from it.
Yeah, you saw the little hesitation there from the center fielder, Kevin Kiermaier. It almost looked as if Kiermaier thought Souza was going to stop that ball or catch it. He kind of pulled up a little bit, and that was just enough for that ball to roll out to the wall in right center.
Jackson catching his breath at third. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Bottom 9 here in Seattle. Brad Miller, the hitter, drawn in infield.
Might we see a safety squeeze?
Haven't seen one. Have not seen one all season. Ball 1 to Brad Miller, who's 1 for 3 against Jepson.
Miller looking for something out over the plate that he can drive to the big part of the field.
1-0 pitch to Brad. Takes it for a strike. Counted 1-1. Brad, a .257 hitter, runners in scoring position with 9 runs batted in.
That's not the pitch you're looking for right there. That was a pitcher's pitch down and away just on the outside corner. Miller's looking for something a little bit more elevated in the strike zone.
Leadoff triple by Jackson. First extra base hit for the Mariners tonight. The 1-1. Big swing and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes.
You said it right there, David. It was a big swing. In this situation, runners in scoring position, you got to get small. You got to be short and quick to the ball. Jepson with that fastball at 97 miles an hour. You just got to make contact. That velocity will do all you need it to do.
Struck him out. 1 out.
Jepson just rears back and comes again with a high fastball. You see Rene Rivera, the catcher, giving him a high target. They don't want to throw him a strike in this situation. 1 and 2 count. Make him chase. Make him kind of use his aggressiveness in that situation, and he got Miller to chase a pitch up out of the strike zone.
Mariners have left 8 men on base tonight, and if there's ever time Mike Zunino needs a knock, this is it right here. They tied this ball game up, got it drawn in infield. Outfield deep. Mike 1 for 3 against Jepson. Strike 1. Austin Jackson with a leadoff triple. He's a tying run at third.
Yeah, a knock right here from Mike Zunino would be so good on so many levels. For this ball club and for Mike himself.
Very nice stop. 1-1. Zunino runners in scoring position, a .192 batting average with a homer and 9 runs batted in. 1-run ball games this year. Tampa Bay 7 and 10. The Mariners 13 and 11. You're talking about getting short. Probably no doubt is applicable here. Count 1-1 to Zunino. 1 out, runner at third.
One of the reasons why I say that is your emotions start to rise, right? And that adrenaline kicks in, and you want to do, you're thinking about being too big because you want to do something big and special. But right now, the line drive base hit to right center, that's special. That's what the Mariners are looking for.
Drawn in infield, 2-1 pitch to Zunino. Takes it for strike 2.
See if Jepson comes back here with another one of those fastballs rising up across the top of the strike zone. Tampa Bay manager Cash looking on right here. Wondering if his closer can get the job done.
2-2 pitch to Mike Z. Taking a look is Elmore. He's got no play. Geyer, Kiermaier, and Souza are the outfielders. They are deep. Infield drawn in. Tying run at third. 1 out. 2-2 count to Mike Zunino. Mike Z tonight has flied to right, ran out to first and struck out. Big spot against Jepson. 2-2 pitch. Fouled it off.
Mike's had a couple of good passes at that fastball. Tough to catch up at 97 miles an hour right at the top of the strike zone.
Zunino 3 for 20 on this homestand coming into this at bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jepson deals in the dirt, blocked by Rivera, full count.
Well done by Rene Rivera. Really got his body down and keeps that ball deadened right in front of him. The ball hits him right in the center of his body, so it doesn't kick to the left or the right. From the Seattle Mariners.
What's Jepson coming back with here?
Looking for that fastball right across the top of the zone.
Here we go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mike Zunino, the hitter. Jepson's pitch fouled off.
Boy, he's just been working that outside corner up and down the zone. Mike Zunino staying alive right here, fighting off some very tough pitches.
Pitch number 9 coming up for Mike Zunino. Tying run at third. Jepson ready. 3-2 to Mike Z. That's not deep. Souza coming in. Jackson tags. That's in foul territory. Here he comes. And he bluffs. And a good throw. Blocked there by Wilson. 2 outs.
Souza with a very strong throwing out arm out there in right field. Rich Donnelly holding up Austin Jackson. You see Souza, he does take a couple of extra steps right there. Fires a one-hopper right on into Rene Rivera.
The Mariners get the leadoff man to third with a leadoff triple. Strikeout and a foul out. And brings up Dustin Ackley. We got a base hit to right on an 0-2 pitch in the 7th. Prior to that, he'd struck out and walked. He's 0 for 6 against Kevin Jepson. First pitch. Taken for a strike.
Ackley very correct right there. That pitch is off the plate. Puts him in the hole right away. 0-1.
Been 0-1. And 3 of his 4 plate appearances tonight. He walked on 4 pitches back in the 5th. Jepson ready. Here comes the 0-1. Fly ball playable. Left field. Geyer under it. Rays win it 1-0. Mariners strand a runner at third and another failure with runners in scoring position as the big blow dealt by Logan Forsythe. Homering on a 2-1 pitch, leading off the 9th against Fernando Rodney, and the Mariner losing streak goes to 7 consecutive games, and they're 1-8. Dave Valley on the homestand.
And what gets lost tonight is another quality outing from Jay Happ. He went 7 innings of scoreless baseball. Mariners again, same struggle, same story as last night. Tonight they are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Seemed like they had some opportunities to get it done, but couldn't find that one guy to come up with that one big hit.
0 for 7 runners in scoring position, and that numbers nightmare just continues. 10 for 71 on this homestand. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines starts right now with Brad and Bill.
Logan Forsythe, yes, the walk-off interview, the hero for the Rays, as the struggles continue. Obviously for the Mariners, now 1-8 on this homestand. They've lost 7 straight, Bill, and the Rays gave them some help in that 9th inning. Jackson leads off, should have been a single. Souza dives, it goes to the wall. Leadoff triple.
Youthful exuberance by Souza.
Yes.
Gave Austin Jackson the green light to go to third base. A big play. Jackson, his 14th hit of the stand. It was great that they were able to get him up in that situation because he's been swinging a hot bat. And really, these are the symptomatic problems of the Mariners. It wasn't really that they needed a big hit. They just needed a productive out to get back in the ball game, and they couldn't do it.
The strikeout, the fly ball, Zunino not deep enough, and Ackley flies out. So a leadoff triple. The Mariners can't get him in, and that now have scored 18 runs on the homestand in 9 games. So obviously they are struggling. The Rays get to play rock, paper, scissors once again tonight. Another 1-run win for them. Let's see who wins the old Rochambeau. What do we got? What do we got? Oh my goodness, Geyer loses again. Got him last night. I think the other two are ganging up on him. We'll have the skipper and the players try to explain this one. Rays take game 2 of the series 1-0. Mariners postgame continues, presented by Delta Airlines.